In an emotional tale of betrayal and redemption, follow the journey of Rosario Salazar, a 75-year-old woman whose quiet life is drastically transformed when her own children abandon her. Determined to leave a legacy of love and forgiveness, Rosario surprises everyone by revealing a secret in her will, a hidden treasure that goes beyond jewels, containing precious memories and buried stories. Rosario Salazar, a 75-year-old woman, faces solitude in her humble home, where each object seems to whisper memories of a life full of love and sacrifice. After decades dedicated to raising her children, Martine and Camila, now adults, she finds herself alone, a solitary silhouette in the twilight of a tranquil evening. Sitting at the kitchen table, Rosario sifts through her recollections as the clock on the wall marks the slow passage of time. "Martin, Camila," she whispers, looking at the yellowed photographs scattered on the table. The voices of children playing in the garden echo in her mind, contrasting with the present silence. In the corner of the room, an empty chair seems to await the return of the children who left in search of their own paths. Rosario remembers the nights she lulled them to sleep with stories of adventures and dreams, now as distant as the stars in the night sky. "Where are you now?" she murmurs, her voice echoing in the emptiness. The loneliness becomes palpable, but Rosario does not give up. Determinedly, she gets up and goes to the bookshelf where she keeps the family albums. Flipping through the pages worn by time, she relives moments of joy, birthday parties, and tight hugs that warmed her heart. However, even with the memories, the weight of absence is overwhelming. "I will always be here, waiting for you," she says to the photographs, letting a solitary tear fall. Rosario Salazar feels her heart race when she hears familiar knocks on the door, echoing like a memory long kept. Slowly, she approaches and with trembling hands, opens the door. There stand Martine and Camila, her children, now adults, with nervous smiles on their faces, carrying the burden of years of distance and regret. "Rosario," Martin begins, his voice choked with contained emotion. Camila holds his hand, her moist eyes reflecting a mix of guilt and hope. Rosario watches them for a moment, letting the unspoken words flow between them, filling the space with the silent promise of a new beginning. "Come in, my dears," Rosario finally murmurs, her voice soft as a whisper, loaded with forgiveness. Martine and Camila cross the threshold of the house they once called home, now flooded not only by the sunlight streaming through the windows, but also by the long-awaited reconciliation. Sitting around the kitchen table, they share stories of the past and present, laughing and crying in equal measure. Rosario looks at her children, seeing traces of the young ones they once were, but also recognizing the adults they have become. "You are missed, you know," Rosario murmurs, holding Camila's hand lovingly. "But now you're here, and that's all that matters." Martin smiles, a smile that carries years of longing and regret. "Mom, we are so sorry for everything." Camila wipes away a tear, squeezing Rosario's hand. "We shouldn't have distanced ourselves like that." Rosario shakes her head gently. "What matters is that we're together now. That's all that matters." In the days that follow, Martin and Camila visit regularly, bringing with them not just their physical presence, but also the promise to rebuild what time and circumstances had separated. Together, they rediscover the strength and beauty of forgiveness, transforming Rosario's loneliness into a symphony of reunion and renewed love. Rosario Salazar looks around the house that has been her refuge for so many years. The simple furniture and corners that hold not just objects, but precious memories. Martine and Camila stand by her side, looking at her with tenderness and a proposal that carries both love and concern. "Mom, we thought maybe it's time for a change," Martin suggests, his eyes fixed on hers with the seriousness of someone who wants the best for his mother. Rosario blinks, processing the words as her heart stirs with the idea. A change? To where? To Mexico City, Camila responds softly, holding Rosario's hand with care. There, we can be closer to each other, take care of you, and spend more time together. Rosario feels a whirlwind of emotions. The idea of leaving behind her home filled with memories and comfort is frightening. But there is also the appeal of being close to her children, sharing more moments, and never feeling the loneliness that has enveloped her for so long. It's a difficult idea, Rosario confesses, her eyes welling up with unshed tears. This house, it's where I watched you grow up. Martine kneels beside her, holding her hands with firmness and tenderness. Mom, what matters is not the place, but being together. We can create new memories, start a new chapter. Camila nods, her eyes shining with determination. And we can make this next chapter the most beautiful one possible. Rosario looks at her children, seeing not just responsible adults, but the same babies and children she raised with so much love. A trembling smile appears on her lips. Maybe it's time for a change then, she finally murmurs, a mix of fear and hope in her voice. In the days that follow, Martin and Camila help Rosario prepare for the move, packing precious memories and looking forward with anticipation. As the house slowly empties, Rosario's heart fills with gratitude for having such loving and courageous children. Rosario Salazar feels her heart tighten when she realizes they are not heading to the new home her children promised. Instead, the car stops in front of an imposing building where the sign, Nursing Home, gleams coldly in the sunlight. She looks at Martin and Camila, their faces now obscured by the shadow of betrayal hanging between them. What is happening? Rosario asks, her voice trembling with contained emotion and growing sadness. Martin looks at the ground, unable to find the words. Camila holds Rosario's hand, her eyes filled with tears of guilt and unspoken apologies. Mom, Camila begins, but her words are cut off by the painful silence that fills the air between them. Rosario feels the weight of betrayal settle in her chest, as if the ground beneath her feet had disappeared. She refuses to get out of the car, her gaze fixed on the building that represents not a new beginning, but the breaking of a promise made with love and care. You deceived me, Rosario finally murmurs, her voice choked with the pain of disappointment. Why? Martin finally raises his eyes to meet hers, the anguish visible on his face. Mom, we thought it would be better for you, safer, easier. We just wanted the best. Martin's words echo in the void between them, but they cannot dissipate the sense of betrayal that Rosario feels so deeply. She feels betrayed not just by the unexpected change of plans, but by the lack of trust and the breaking of the mutual care bond she believes she shared with her children. I trusted you, Rosario whispers, her eyes filling with tears she struggles to hold back. I thought we would be together. Camila sobs, unable to bear the weight of the hurt she helped create. Mom, please, we didn't mean to hurt you. Rosario closes her eyes for a moment, seeking strength to face the reality now unfolding before her. She knows she needs to find a way to forgive her children and perhaps even understand their reasons. But the fresh wound in her heart still burns with the pain of betrayal. Despite the initial pain and sense of betrayal, Rosario Salazar finds a new beginning in the nursing home. Initially reluctant to integrate, she gradually discovers that there is a space of human warmth and new opportunities. While exploring the quiet corridors of the home, Rosario meets Doña Ana, a lady with a welcoming smile who shares life stories and experiences with her. Together, they find comfort in each other's company, forming a friendship that grows stronger every day. Rosario, dear, you must try the book club, Donna Anna exclaims excitedly one day, holding a worn cover book. It's a great way to meet people and have fun at the same time. Rosario reluctantly agrees and soon finds herself engaged in lively discussions about books, poetry, and shared memories. She rediscovers her passion for reading and exchanging ideas, finding renewed joy in the welcoming community that surrounds her. Beyond the regular activities, Rosario also finds comfort in conversations with Mr. Javier, a war veteran with a resilient spirit and a collection of fascinating stories. Their talks, filled with wisdom and humor, help Rosario find new and valuable perspectives on life. Over time, the nursing home transforms into a place where Rosario not only lives but flourishes. She finds joy in the small moments shared with her new friends, learning to appreciate each day as a precious gift. Emotionally and unexpectedly, Rosario Salazar discovers an old chest in the basement of the nursing home, a chest that reveals secrets of a previous life unknown to her. Carefully opening it, her eyes light up with the sparkle of precious jewels, gleaming gold, and sparkling diamonds. "My God," she murmurs to herself, unable to believe the wealth she finds there, a treasure hidden for so long. The pieces are beautiful and intricate, each telling its own silent story of a past era. As Rosario examines each item with reverence, her trembling hands trace the contours of bracelets, rings, and necklaces. Each piece seems to tell a story of love, sacrifice, and perhaps even secrets that now emerge from the shadows of the past. Donna Ana, curious about Rosario's excitement, enters the basement and stops at the sight of the treasure displayed before them. Her eyes widen with surprise and fascination. "Rosario, you found something incredible," Donna Ana exclaims, her voice echoing with genuine admiration. "These jewels must have a story to tell." Rosario nods, an incredulous smile playing on her lips. "It's as if the past is finding me here, as if I were part of something bigger than I imagined." As she and Donna Ana explore the contents of the chest, Rosario begins to imagine the stories behind the jewels, wondering who owned them and why they were hidden there. Each piece becomes not just a symbol of material wealth, but a window into a mysterious past now unfolding before her. With her heart full of gratitude and love for her family, Rosario Salazar decides to include Sofia, Carlos, and their children in her will. After discovering the treasure in the nursing home's basement and reflecting on her life and experiences, she feels it's time to share her fortune with those she loves. With the help of a lawyer from the home, Rosario drafts her will clearly and carefully. She allocates half of her fortune to Sofia, Carlos, and their children, acknowledging the support and affection they have given her over the years. The other half is designated for the nursing home itself, to benefit the residents who have become her new family. "It's my way of ensuring you have a secure and prosperous future," Rosario explains to her loved ones when she shares the news with them. "You have always been by my side, and now with this, I want to give back all the love and support you have given me." Sofia and Carlos, moved and grateful, embrace Rosario warmly, knowing that her gesture is not just a material gift, but a deep expression of love and family unity. They promise to honor Rosario's legacy by sharing the fortune responsibly and generously. In a painful and unexpected moment, Rosario Salazar faces the conflict created by her own children, Martin and Camila, who decide to contest her will in court. They claim that Rosario was not of sound mind when making the provisions of her estate, casting a shadow of doubt on her intentions and mental capacity at the time of drafting the document. For Rosario, the betrayal is deeply painful, not only because of her children's refusal to accept her wishes, but also because of the insinuation that she was not in a condition to make important decisions about her own legacy. The legal process unfolds slowly, each hearing weighing heavily on Rosario's already fragile heart. She finds herself defending not only her decisions, but also her integrity and discernment. Testimonies are presented, medical evaluations are requested, and the family divides on opposite sides of the courtroom. Meanwhile, at the nursing home, Rosario finds support among her new friends, who surround her with comfort and solidarity. Dona Ana especially becomes her confidant and emotional rock, reminding her that her decision was made with genuine love and care. "Rosario, dear, no matter what they say in that courtroom," Dona Ana says firmly, "you did what you thought was best for all of us. That's what matters." Despite the difficulties and family conflict, Rosario maintains her dignity and the certainty that her will reflect her true wishes. She clings to the hope that eventually justice will prevail and her children will understand the true meaning behind her decisions. After a long and emotional legal process, the court rules in favor of Sofia and Carlos, validating Rosario Salazar's will and ensuring that her final wishes are fulfilled as she had planned. The court recognizes the integrity of Rosario's decisions, rejecting the claims of her children, Martín and Camila, that she was not of sound mind when making her testamentary provisions. For Rosario, the verdict brings a mix of relief and sadness. She feels validated in her ability to decide on her own estate and legacy, but also mourns the division the conflict caused in her family. However, she finds comfort in the certainty that her final wishes will be respected, ensuring a secure future for Sofia, Carlos, and her grandchildren. As she leaves the courtroom, Rosario is warmly greeted by her friends from the nursing home, who embrace her with affection and relief. Dona Ana holds her hands firmly with a comforting smile. "Rosario, you showed courage and determination," says Dona Ana with evident pride in her eyes. "We are all proud of you." Rosario smiles, feeling the weight of the legal battle finally lift. She knows there is still much to face in terms of family reconciliation, but for now, she celebrates the justice that prevailed and the sense that her legacy will be preserved in the way she always wanted. Thus, Rosario Salazar continues her journey at the nursing home with a light heart and the hope that time and love will eventually heal the wounds left by the family conflict.